What's good, everybody? I'm TJB and welcome back to my Saturday Specials beat making series. Real quick before we get into the video, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment, let me know what you think of the beat. If you like these beats and the beats that I make, I got a ton of music available on streaming. I just put my Saturday Specials instrumental album out on streaming, and I also put out my pedals instrumental album at the end of last year. I'm really proud of how those turned out. If you like these videos, I definitely recommend giving those a listen. Links to where you can find everything is in the description and a pinned comment down in the comment. So today I got two records. The first one I'll begin with is this Brazilian record. There's an intro on one of these songs that I think is going to give us a very good loop. I think we can slice it up and do some fun stuff with it. And then on this record, so this record's not very good, but I got it for free because it was like this, there's this record shop here in Milwaukee named Atomic Records, and then my uncle got me a gift card, and they use these records as signed to the gift card, so I got this one for free. But there's a little drum break on here, and I think on one of the songs there's also a background synth that I think we can single out through filtering, and we can kind of use the drum break on here and that synth and combine them with the melody that's on the intro of this track and make something interesting. I'm gonna go throw these on and see what we come up with. I have really no idea how this is gonna turn out. We might not actually end up using anything that we record into when it comes to this weird R&B record I got right here, but not really sure how this is gonna turn out, but it's all about at least giving it a try, right?
Manha.
Alright, one down. Okay, so we got the samples recorded in. Got an interesting mix going here. I guess let's get these sliced up and see what we can come up with. Oh, also again, shout out my uncle for getting me the gift card for these records. If you're watching this, thank you. I got both of these records from that time I went record shopping because of you, so thank you. Hopefully this turns out well. So from the Brazilian record, there's a lot of usable stuff in there, and I think I'm gonna make it easy on myself and just start with the drum break, and whatever we get with the drum break, we can easily just kind of chop over that. Just slice it to the quarters. I mainly want to use a loop, not really chop it up too much, so keep it easy. It looks like we'll be working around 78 BPM today. Okay, really simple drums, and I think that'll make it easier to work with this Brazilian sample when we get something together from there. Okay, I think we found the chop already. The intro is pretty easy to use, but I want to see if we can find some of the vocal sections from later in the song and maybe bring those in too.
Manha. Pois há de haver em que virá.
Okay, I think we found our slices. What I really want to do is I want to base the entire beat around those intro, like that little intro guitar section. And I think the extra vocals we just sliced up, I don't want to so you can chop them and replace those intro chops, or we could chop them on top of the sample already, and we can do that by EQing out a lot of frequencies and kind of just soloing out the vocals, and I think they would sound pretty nice on top of each other. But let's go try that out. And basically I'll be doing that by just assigning those samples to a different program on the MPC so they're not colliding over each other. Set this sequence to 4 bars and get to work. Okay, I think for both the drums and the sample, we got to add a little bit of a tail, so there's just no open space. All right, that's better. I don't know if I'm gonna show this, but I almost just started a new project without saving any of that. But we're good. Whoa, that was close. I would have been so mad, dude. Spent a bunch of time this morning before starting this video like a bonehead trying to like get all this stuff to work because none of my inputs were working, and I just wasted a bunch of time my morning. I would have been so mad if I had to start all this over again. Okay, let's try to add that other synth sample in the background. It's just the missing piece of all these samples we just recorded in.
Baby, am I losing? Baby.
Alright, so I cut out all the sample I don't want to use. It just ends up sounding like this one little quarter note section. And it'll sound a little bit nicer in the background once we EQ out a lot of the frequencies and also pitch match it. According to the MPC, we're working in E major here. And that synth is in A major. Do some pitch shifting to get that right. I wonder if we can get a stems of it so it kind of helps with the filtering a little. Got the kick out. Maybe I don't want that little piano at the end of it. That sounds better without it. What else can we do? So we kill some frequencies, of course. Delay. I think we'll come back to that synth. I think that'll sound nicer. It's not necessarily a part of the beat that's just in there perpetually. I think it'll sound better if we drop it in and out. So I'll probably mess around with it more once we've done some other stuff. Probably adding some effects to the other two samples we got. So I added a mother ducker, an enhancer, and a lo-fi effect to those drums. Kind of beef them up, sound a little bit grimier than they already do. And I also put a half speed on it, and I think it'd be nice to get some like halftime drums of the sample, kind of just drop in and out, kind of like a pre-hook or like during the hook or something. So I guess we'll see what we do with that later, but it's there, and we can use it if we want to once we're arranging it. Alright, all I did with the guitar sample that we had was just add a flavor effect. Kind of gives a little bit of reverb, and I think that's really all I'm going to do with it. It's doing fine enough on its own. Okay, actually I do think I think I will like this synth on here. Throw it in. Okay, got 3 tracks so far. So we got that synth, drum break, and then the guitar sample. What next? I think we might be able to layer on those vocals.
Pois
Alright, we got the pads assigned to a different program. Let's try EQing out and adding effects so it kind of fits more as a layer. All I did was add a multi-chorus and a delay. Kind of makes it feel a little underwatery, which is nice. I think the very last thing we need to do with this beat is just add a bass line. It's very much missing some low end. I think I want an 808. The sample has a bass line. It's very light, but it's pretty much just root note, root note, root note, and then a couple steps up, couple steps up. And I think I want to mirror that with an 808. See if we can accomplish it. Something. Debating if I want to just not use the 808 and instead doubling up the sample chop we had, cutting the low end for one and then leaving only the low end for the other to kind of like beef up what bass was there a little bit. Okay, that's a lot better. Oh my god. I was getting worried there for a second. To keep it simple, I duplicated the sample program that we had. I cut everything below 160 hertz on one of the tracks, and the other track I cut everything above 160 hertz. I took the first slice I had of that chop. I took a 16 level where I messed with the tune, and I just played one of the notes just a little bit lower to kind of simulate what I was doing with the 808 I put down and I didn't really like, to kind of give it more bass and kind of give it a little more of a bass line, and I think it turned out a lot better than just having the 808 in there. All right, I think we got it. that was making me a little worried there. While I was recording this video, I took a little break in between putting in the bass line and finishing everything else. And during the first part, I was like, oh, I'm not really sure how I feel about this one. Showed it to my girlfriend. She was like, dude, what are you thinking? This is dope. And then I was like, yeah, you're right. And then I came back here, put the 808 in, and I was like, this does not sound right. And I was like, what am I doing? But I think kind of doubling down on the bass that was already in here and beefing that up was the right way to go. And it made me feel a lot better of how this turned out. There's other things we can do with it once we bounce it into Ableton to kind of get that bass to shine through a little better, but I don't know, I feel like it sounds nicer. I was using some more non-synthetic drums from a drum break, and I think it fits the overall vibe of the beat better by not using an 808. So I guess in review, we took 3 samples and pulled them together from 2 different records. Pretty much we had that synth, the drum break, the guitar from the Brazilian record, and the vocals from the Brazilian record. Took a quick drum break loop, only used one quick note from that synth, and we chopped up a bunch of different stuff from the Brazilian sample, and we got what we got. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, to be honest. It's got this nice dreamy vibe to it, and it's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go throw this in Ableton and get it all mixed and mastered and arranged. Really appreciate if you made it this far in the video. As always, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the beat. I guess let me know if you think I should have kept the 808 or not. As always, if you like these videos and the beats that I make, I got a ton of music available on streaming. I just put out my Saturday Specials instrumental album, which is all of my beats I made from last year for this series, and I also put out my Pedals instrumental album. I'm really proud of how those projects turned out, and I'd really appreciate if you guys gave them a listen. As always, all the support is greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you in the next one.